After a couple of weeks, we decided to rent a car and circumvent this island nation in a clockwise direction. We left our hotel in Taipei and headed northeast, stopping in Jiufen Falls, on our way to an overnight stay in the charming village of Jiufen. We then drove down the eastern seaboard, stopping in Nanango, then onward to Hualien for a couple of nights. While there, we took in the awe-inspiring natural beauty of Toroko National Park. From Taipei, the highway morphed into mountainous twisties that would have been fun on a motorcycle. We made a stop and did a short hike to Jiufen Falls. Here we are at the Jiufen Bridge.
Here's the second suspension bridge over that little stream on our way to Jiufen Falls. So here we are at Jiufen Falls, and the purpose of this initial stop on our foray out of Taipei. You think this was a worthwhile stop?
I think it was the perfect first stop for us on our road trip around Taiwan.
We continued on to the atmospheric town of Jiufen. The ocean vistas were spectacular. The town cascades down from on high into the valleys, with buildings literally clinging to the mountainsides. And just up these stairs was our hotel. And there's our balcony with a great view. For dinner, we drove to Keelung for what many consider to be the best night market in all of Taiwan. While smaller than those in Taipei, it was more food-focused. One of the notable differences was these stalls seemed to be more traditional, and the dishes seemed to have more family history behind them. So let's go and explore this foodie heaven.
So we have, I think it's Gua Bao, and it's known as the Taiwanese hamburger. It's pork and peanut and cilantro in a bun. That's just mouth-watering delish.
That was fried something in a sweet sauce. All right, we searched long and hard for this
Chenji pork spare ribs. That's a winner. Everyone's waiting for the nutritious sandwich.
about the most sinful sandwich I've ever tasted. It seems to be some kind of a fried donut filled with, you're going to have to help me with it, Paul.
So it's got some type of meat, which looks sort of like a salami. It's got tomatoes and cucumbers and some other vegetable with a spicy mayonnaise, I believe. And they call it the nutritious sandwich. And the line for it is so long. How is it, Bob?
Nothing healthy about it, but it is delicious.
Keelung Night Market grew up around Jiin Temple. Let's go peek inside. It's a Taoist temple built in 1875 during the Jing Dynasty and is truly magnificent. Crab thick soup. We are pleasantly stuffed and have one more thing we'd like to do back in Jiufen, so let's get cracking. The main attraction here in Jiufen requires a hike up a lot of stairs. This is probably one of the most Instagrammable places in Taiwan. So what's the big attraction? Jiin Old Street. The street is renowned for its charming and nostalgic atmosphere, evoking a sense of traditional Taiwanese culture. But the primary reason everyone is here is for this money shot. It is pretty spectacular. We have a big day planned for tomorrow, so it's time to call it a night. Before we left Jiufen, we wandered around a little in search of coffee. We came across this beautiful temple. Check out the intricate cultural and religious symbolic details in the roof. We packed and headed east through the twisty mountain roads toward the coast for the drive down to Hualien. The highway was cut high into the cliffs, making for some awesome Pacific Ocean vistas. The landscape along the coast is rugged and dramatic. The mountains tumble down to the sea along the northeast coast. The ocean currents are fierce, rendering the beaches off limits to water sports. We decided to make a stop at Nanfang Ao Harbor, home to a local fishing fleet and the Taoist Nanango Temple.
I live in Taipei. So today, our temple have a trip to this temple.
Worshippers engaged in rituals including the burning of incense that is believed to be a bridge between the human and spirit worlds.
Do you consider yourself Chinese, Taiwanese, or both?
I'm Taiwanese. By my father is come from the China. My mother's grandfather, they also from the China. The culture is similar.
We hear in America a lot of news about China want to take over Taiwan.
Yeah, I think they want to take it, but right now the Taiwanese don't want. It's a different lifestyle, and we can speak anything. In Taiwan, you are safe. You can say everything. It's a democracy. For the China, they think we are part of the China, but we don't think maybe we have some relationship. But right now, maybe not.
Do you think China is going to take Taiwan by force?
We pray the God to keep Taiwan is safe.
Do you think if Xi Jinping comes to take Taiwan, the Taiwanese people will stand up and fight?
People, he will protect the place. They will do some action. But I don't know. I think the peace is very important. For the citizen, we just take care of my family. Yeah. Okay.
So we are at the Sea Garden Fresh Seafood. Now we get to pick what we want for lunch.
It's soup.
And here is our lobster dinner lunch. So along with the lobster meat, they take the head and innards and make a miso soup out of it. That was a fantastic meal. The owner is a delight. That soup, that miso soup, was absolutely delicious. And the lobster, needless to say, was fantastic. And that sauce that came with it, that sauce with the vegetables and herbs and spices, and it was on another level.
We left the restaurant that was across the street from the fishing harbor and headed for the drive to Hualien. The coastal road continued to be awe-inspiring.
We took a room in the Fulan Hotel. It's a 5-star chain here with a beautiful view of the harbor and the Pacific Ocean off in the distance.
I imagine China keeps the Coast Guard pretty busy these days. We wandered around the harbor, then grabbed an early dinner as we have a big day planned for tomorrow. Night-night. Today we're taking you on an unforgettable journey to one of Taiwan's most breathtaking natural wonders, the mind-blowing Toroko Gorge. Unfortunately, the entrance gate was under renovation, and while it is beautiful, it's far from the main attraction, as you'll see. Toroko Gorge is a jaw-dropping, marble-walled canyon nestled in the heart of Taiwan's Toroko National Park. This has to be the most impressive natural wonder in all of Taiwan. The sheer magnitude of these towering cliffs is simply awe-inspiring. They were carved by the Liu River that flows from Taiwan's central mountain range east to the Pacific Ocean. Super narrow Provincial Highway 8 follows the Liu River and continues over the mountains onward to Taichung City on the west coast. We begin our journey by entering the first of what will be many tunnels carved into the canyon walls, and proceeding on to what will be the first of many wonderfully photogenic bridges. The views along the way were truly magnificent. If you think this was a cool-looking suspension bridge, check this one out. That's the Bulawan Suspension Bridge. It is the highest bridge in the gorge.
This is truly a bridge to nowhere. I'm reminded of the phrase, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Because it is quite the journey from one side of the gorge to the other. But I don't believe there's much on the other side of the gorge. So the game is to walk across and walk back without losing your cookies. We'll see.
Thankfully, the bridge seemed to have been well constructed and maintained, so the only fear was fear itself. While probably not for the faint of heart, there were plenty of people strolling across getting their Instagram shots. Not us though, we're budding YouTubers. Needless to say, the views from the bridge were pretty awesome. The drive out of the gorge was no less epic than the drive in.
They gave us these hard hats because most of the gorge is a fallen rock zone for pretty obvious reasons. You saw the footage. We didn't get to wear them because we opted not to do any of the hikes. It's about 90 degrees out, and there was plenty to see without hiking.
The last stop for the day is the ever-popular Eternal Spring Shrine, also known as Changchun Shrine. It features a beautiful waterfall known as the Shenwang Falls. There's a walkway tunneled into the marble cliff that leads to the shrine. We were hot and tired, so opted not to go. That about wraps it up for Toroko Gorge. Thanks for watching. Join us in our next video as we explore the east coast of Taiwan.